Pandas, pandas, pandas. Welcome to the stream, pandas. I'm glad that you can join us today. Hey, pandas. Let's find those scalps. Good morning, good morning. Hey, let's start off with filling out that poll to let me know what kind of day you think today might be. You think it's gonna be a bull trend day, bear trend day? Let me know in the poll. Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, pandas, finally. It has finally come upon us. I had a actual green day yesterday. Is it actually possible? I cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. I actually had a green day yesterday. It was amazing. Pandas, 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 pandas. Basically, I was playing this trading range here, and I got a scalp, a couple scalps off here in the bottom trading range, and I just, yeah. I wish I got this whole run here, but I missed that run, unfortunately. Well, pandas, hey, welcome to the stream. Good morning, everybody. Hey, good morning, Kellyanne. Good morning, Mike Carroll from Alabama. Good morning, Brandon Jones, fellow pandas here from Florida. Good morning, SW Blaze. Still raining. SW Blaze in Chicago. And Kellyanne says, it's coming this way starting tomorrow. El Jimmy Jimmy, good morning from Texas. Rick Hines says, Buenos dias from Sayulita. Vamos, baby. John Parkman, good morning from Montana. Would the indicator work for micro e-mini? Yes, it would. Yes, it will. It works with any charts, basically. But if you really want to check it out, you can try out the free trial of the indicator. And then you can really get a good feel if it's something that you like. James Sakonas, good morning from Asheville. And a big shout out to my boy Abe, who is watching as well. Hey, where you at, Abe? Give us a good morning, good evening, wherever you're from. Nick Wynn, good morning, good morning. Asks, what's the name of the track that plays right before you come on? Actually, I do not know. I gotta figure it out. I gotta look into my video files and look at the track. I'm not sure if I actually will have it. I might have lost it, but yeah. AJ Santamir says, good morning from Florida. Phil W, good morning. Man, we have a lot of pandas in Florida, huh? All the Floridians should gather together and should have a meetup. Phil W says, good morning, pandas. Good trading day from Toronto. Let's go, baby. My fellow Canadians here. Sleepy Joe. Good evening, good evening. D-Lou, good morning. Gary Douglas. Jason from Texas is in the chat. Our faithful trusty mod. Alright, pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to go over, for the first time, viewers, going to go over a little bit what's going on here. I'm Baba Money, and welcome to my channel. I'm your favorite trading panda. Most probably the only trading panda that you know. And I trade only one single instrument. The E-mini futures. And I only trade only one single setup. The two-legged pullback. A, B, C. We count it this way. A, B, C. Count it that way. After a two-legged move, we like to enter in long. When it goes down, two pushes up, we like to enter short. We call those second entries. With the right context, this setup is more than a 90% probability to make 1-point scalp on the E-mini. If you want more details about this setup, you can check out the description below. And there are playlists going over the details of the setup. For instance, we're being the setup here, two-legged pullback after a strong push up, right off the 20 EMA. Not only that, it's also a Pikachu. ABC, makes a scalp right here. And so, after the market, the reason why this is such a high probable trade is because the market loves to move in twos. So when some market makes two moves, then that move is complete and it likes to reverse after that. Also, we trade pure price action here. So all my indicators here help with price action. I have very few of them. I have the 20 EMA, solid blue line, 240 SMA, this dash line here, and also a indicator that automatically counts all legs, identifies second entries, and identifies traps for you. And if you're new to the channel, all you have to do if you want to see a two-legged pullback or a second entry is look to the right of the chart, and if this diamond is green or red, then that means it is a second entry. If it's magenta like this, that means currently we're in Trap City. And if the market reverses at this point, this will actually be a trap. The reason being is because we have a two-legged pullback here, A, B, C, A, B, C, it's reversing. Currently it's made less than a point, and if it reverses, that means it's a trap. Also, you can look on the, of course, in the history of the charts, left of the chart, and see all the second entries with dark red or dark green numbers. You can see all the second entries here. Also, we have an indicator that automatically finds these trading ranges using pure price action. If you like information on either one of these indicators, you can go to the official two-legged pullback website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. Also, there's a free trial for those who are interested. That's it for the introduction, pandas. Let's go, baby. Hey, let's find those perfect setups. Let's find those perfect scalps today, pandas. That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get that bamboo today. Let's get that bamboo. Yeah, yesterday was tough, but after, when I just saw this, I just said, I don't know if you guys remember, but before you guys left the stream, the trading range indicator, the bottom of it was right here. Right now it's down here because it adjusted itself after price action forms. But before you guys left the stream, the trading range indicator actually was right here in the bottom of it. And I was basically, I remember I said during the stream that even though the trading range looks like it's up here, the actual trading range is down here where the line was. And finally, I saw the H4 here, or the H4 setup, and I was tempted to go in, but I saw my trading range indicator. I was like, I'm gonna wait till it actually hits the bottom of the trading range indicator. Finally, once it hit, I got a nice little scalp right here for a couple points here. And so, and once I saw this, then I was like, okay, come back down again, and I'm going to enter with the higher low setup here. And we kept hitting the bottom of this trading range, and the reason why I felt so confident is because the price action prior to it was so choppy that I felt like we could go in. And also, even after this breakdown, I was hesitant to go short because I saw the price action all day, and I was like, I do not think any breakdown will be successful, and we saw it reverse. Even the H5 or the L4 setup was not a good setup. So I was actually able yesterday to read the markets. I just said, you know what, we're gonna be trading range. I'm gonna trade like a trading range. But today, hey, today's a new day, pandas. Yesterday's gains do not affect today. So today's a new day, and we gotta read the price action as well as we can every single day. Currently have a trap setting up here, but I'm not sure what's happening here. We have about 5 more minutes to the market open. Hey, pandas, make sure you hit that like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes before 9:30. You hitting that like button not only supports this channel, but also helps others that's possibly trying to look for content like this. So you hitting that like button not only supports this channel, but also helps anyone out there, helps the world, helps anyone out there looking for content like this. So make sure you hit that like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes before 9:30. Before market open. We're gonna find those two-legged pullback scalps. We do have a trap set up here, as you can see, with this magenta diamond here. There is a potential trap on this side. As long as this doesn't make 1 point, if it reverses, we have a trap. It's confusing. See, Also, the reason why I didn't even think this was gonna go that high is because look at right here. Even though this is at 4 a.m., we have a ledge here. Basically, we have multiple bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exact same spot. 6 hits in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits exactly on the top here. So we call this a ledge. And this ledge signifies to us, you know, alarms should be going off in our head saying, man, that's a lot of overlapping bars. Typically, that means it's a trading range, and that can form into a bigger trading range. So we see a breakdown here, fail breakdown, and guess where it's coming back down now? Right back to our ledge. And so this ledge is kind of showing us, price action is telling us, traders think that this, I don't know why, but this price point is very important. So important enough that when we break out of it, most likely will act as a magnet. We'll come back down to it. If we break down again below it, we could possibly come back up to it, but that depends now. I'm just not sure at this point because we already tested fail breakout, fail breakdown, fail breakout. Now we can have a successful breakdown here. We do have a trap, but I do not like to enter a trade before the market open, especially if you might have to hold the trade into the market open. I typically don't like doing that. Strong push up here. Starting to get choppy up here, and we could be in the bottom of a trading range here now, caused by these bars here. So this could be beginning of a trading range, and we could have the break of the bottom trading range. Something interesting here if we look at a 10K chart. I know it looks a little confusing, but I'm gonna hide this chart for now, or hide this channel. We have a channel from way down here on this. It used to be right here, but once we failed breakdown, I adjusted it to come up here. And now we tested it again, bounced off of it. We broke below it, and now we retested the top, or we retested it from below. And so some might call this a breakdown pullback retest. So that's something to take note. That if this is a true breakdown and this is a retest of this breakdown, then we could find ourselves currently maybe in a downtrend or trading range. In my opinion, I think trading range, but I think according to price action, we have broke this trend line now. Retested it and come back down, rejected off of it again. Right, 1, 2, micro double top. And this is the 10K chart, by the way. 2 minutes to market open. We got 50% people saying it's a bear trend day today, and 40% think it's a trading range. Almost nobody thinks it's a bull trend day today. I'm gonna look at the daily real quick. We do have finally, for the first time, a breakdown of this super strong uptrend. And when I say super strong uptrend, it's because every single pullback has been very small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 out of the last 7 bars have been bull bars. And so anytime when you see a bull trend like this, the first pullback typically is a small pullback. So this is a pullback here, and it's typically going to be a small pullback. With that being said, we probably have another leg up. I know it's hard to believe, and after what I just said about the 10K chart, it's hard to believe, but typically the first pullback of a strong bull trend is a small pullback, and typically we might have another leg up, creating ourselves a nice two-legged move off the daily. Right now, this is the first entry on the daily. As you can see, it's just a gray one here. But if we break above now, then we can have the second entry, potential second entry. So in my opinion, pandas, I know it looks like a strong bear trend day today, especially when we have price action like this overnight. But we broke yesterday's low. This line here is yesterday's low. We broke it by 3 points, not even 3 points, like 2.5 points. And then we reversed violently. Right, double bottom, reversed violently, broke above the 20 MA, and now we're on our way back up. Market has opened. Here's yesterday's high. I think today could be a bull trend day today, actually. But hey, who knows, pandas? Let's let price action tell us what's going on. We lost a trap here, by the way, and we're coming back. We recovered the 20 EMA here, and we're just rocketing up right after the open here. We're going to let the market tell us what kind of day it's going to be, ultimately. Potentially two-legged pullback off the 10K chart here now. A, B, C off the 20 EMA. That could be a possible setup here. But also look at the 10K chart. We are in the trading range as well, marked by the trading range indicator, coming back into the trading range. And that was a actually higher low setup on the 10K chart, making a point easily. But typically I don't like to enter a trade right at the market open because of the volatility. It's kind of unpredictable. So, but now since we got some good bars here, let's look at the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart printing a really strong bull candle right now, but you gotta look to the left of the chart, currently in trading range. Right, we simply just came to the bottom, broke down, failed breakdown, come back to the top of the trading range. We missed it by 1 tick so far, actually. I think potentially bull trend day today, but who knows, pandas? Who knows? We'll let each candle help us. People are asking, I think Rick or someone recommended to Mike Carroll says, Rick, you may want to consider using the 900 tick for the micro E-mini rather than 2000 tick. Yeah, that's true if you want to be closer to the E-mini, but there's also an overlay, which is a link that Jason posted. I have a video putting an overlay, ES overlay over the MES, so you can trade the price action of the E-mini on the micros, but trade the micros, have the exposure of the micros. And those are people who are starting off, which I highly recommend, because even though the commissions are very terrible, I'm saying very terrible for MES, but if you can be profitable in the MES, then there's no reason you cannot be profitable in the ES. Strong push up, recovering, recapturing the 20 MA here. But notice we're making lower highs, lower lows. Let's not be lazy. Let's mark this. Failed breakout. Comes back down. If we update it, now it looks like this. Another failed breakout. So now our channel looks like this. Currently, failed breakout. Currently failed breakout of this downtrend right now. 3 failed breakdowns so far. Potentially 2-legged pullback on the 10K chart. Potentially. The 5-minute printing a, pun intended, a wicked candle. A very wicked candle. That's a wicked candle. It's a long wick. Let's see how the 5-minute ends. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't know if we're in trading range or a bull trend day today. Bear trend day today. Price actions telling us right now, right off the bat, strong move up. 2 forces fighting now at the moment. We have this downtrend, multiple times trying to break out, failed. And we have this uptrend right now as well. Which one will prevail? Pandas, let's get to 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes as soon as possible. Two-legged pullback forming off of this trend line. Confusing to me. That's confusing to me. Terrible signal bar. And it's not something I'm interested in with a terrible signal bar. Trap could trigger here, could be a Pikachu, but even this trap, I'm not sure how high it's going to go. We already had 1, 2, 3, 4 failed breakouts. Don't get me wrong, pandas. Like, we have 2 things going on. We have a downtrend plus an uptrend going on at the same time, which typically means a consolidation trading range. You know, if you look at just the purple lines here, it looks like a triangle, right? That means we're in breakout mode. Okay, the trap does trigger. The Pikachu does trigger. It tries to make a point. Still hasn't made a point yet, pandas. Still hasn't made a point yet. But notice now we're above the 20 MA. Not entirely sure what's going to happen here, pandas. My, convention will say that we'll hit the top of the trading range. Like I said before, right in the beginning of the video, is we thought we're going to be a bear trend, but don't forget the trading range, and this could just be a failed breakout of this trading range created by the trading range indicator, coming right back up to the top of the trading range indicator. Missed it by 1 tick so far. The 5-minute candles, right, creates a huge wick, but look at the follow through. The follow through is within the wick and breaking out of the wick. That means this was a trading range right here, and now we're breaking out the trading range to the upside. Pandas, we might have that bull trend day today. If we break yesterday's high, we could have a nice push upwards. Currently, I'm thinking uptrend, right? This downtrend after this attempt looks like it's breaking out, but don't forget we're in a trading range as well. So this trading range now is going to be acting as a force to push it back down. Potential measure move here. We have a measure move up to this horizontal line. Where's this horizontal line from? Is that yesterday's? Oh, yesterday's measure move. Exact same spot that yesterday's measure move. We're approaching yesterday's close. Good morning, Kern. Good morning, Kern. Welcome to the stream. We have ourselves a two-legged pullback off the top of the trading range. Whew. Typically, I like a lower high setup if I were going to trade this trading range. If it gives me a lower high setup, I may be interested here. But a little bit difficult. We did break this trend line. We are in the uptrend at the moment, but we are also in the trading range. Is this price action indicative of trading range? Currently, we're actually trending pretty well right now. Potential setup for a scalp right here. Notice we missed yesterday's close by 1 tick. Who knows? This can reverse all the way down and we can make a new low today. But I'm just not sure. I mean, looking at the 5-minute candles, this looks like it wants to go up. Looking at the 10K chart, this looks like it wants to come back to the top of the 10K. We hit yesterday's close. Bouncing off of it at the moment. I think we're in an uptrend day today, pandas. A little too early to say still because we're in this trading range. You know, trading ranges typically have failed breakouts, right? Failed breakdown right here, as you can see. Could have a potential failed breakout. Maybe just enough for a scalp. I'm not sure if it's enough for an entire swing. We did touch yesterday's close. If it were a trading range, I would need a nice lower high setup in order to trade this trading range. Typically, if it breaks out, right, breaks out, right, that'll be the second entry right here. And then a nice lower high setup. I'm not sure if we're going to get it though, pandas. But look at this. Yesterday's crash, last night's crash, right, that happened within about an hour, 2 hours, recovered, almost completely recovered. We're hitting a micro double top at yesterday's close. This is a second entry short right here. 2 pushes up. Micro double top. I'm not interested in going short here. I need a lower high setup to be really interested. I'm just watching pandas. That's a very small candle. For some of you that means very small risk, but that to me means small probability. Top of the trading range, micro double top, decent signal bar. We have an H or L4 setup potentially. I'll be interested in L4 setup maybe here. Thinking this trading range will hold. I'm not looking to go long at the top of this trading range. I'll just say that right now. That's why you don't go short right there. That small signal bar. Currently sweating now. Let's see what happens, pandas. If we get an L4 setup, I might be interested to go short here. Depends on where the L4 is. If the L4 is like way up here, then actually maybe not. If we're kind of still, you know, reasonable to be within this trading range as a failed breakout, failed breakdown, then I'll consider it. Daniel I says short from the open. Ooh. Daniel I, you should have a plan soon. You should have a plan. You know, you should have a plan. I'll just say you should have a plan. Kellyanne says she took the trap the Pikachu trade. Let's go, baby. Congrats. Daniel I says I'm ditching the plan. He says there's just too many days. I'm finally tilted. Too many days I look like this. Too many days I just look like this. Finally tilted. Daniel I says he's just lost it. And I lost it, you know, I think I lost it already like last Friday doing crazy stuff. But Daniel, just don't break your account, man. I'd love to see you continue to be in this channel and trading with us. Just don't bust the account. L4 setup. I'm looking to go short here, pandas. I think it's worth the shot. Multiple, right? This is not indicative to me of strong bullishness. And we're at the top of the trading range with the L4 setup. Ooh, that is a bad signal bar if it ends like that. I'm not interested in that. Oh, like I said, possible bull trend day today. But pandas, we're still in this trading range. This trading range is still valid. Cannot ignore it. Looking to go short here, pandas with L4 setup, just for a scalp. Ooh, popping down. It's not the best looking candle. I don't like the look of that candle at all. This could just grind up. I don't like the look of that candle. I don't like that follow through coming right back up. Ooh, push back down. Comes right back up. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one, pandas. L4, top of trading range. Let's go for it. I don't like that follow through. I don't like the looks of this. I don't like this overlappingness right here. Just don't like how these candles are stacking like this right now. I don't like that. Don't like that doji. I don't like that doji either. But we're having a tough time breaking yesterday's close. Canceling this L4, I just do not like the look of these candles right now. They are sus. They are mad sus to me. Very sus. Very sus to look like that, right? I don't like to go into any trades when it's choppy like this on a stop order, because if you look at the price action, what it's telling us that people are entering with limit orders. Limit order here, limit order here, limit order here, limit order here. And as they enter limit orders, what they're going to do is if it breaks below, they're going to have limit orders down here. Or they're going to have limit orders down here. So this is kind of why I don't like to enter if it looks choppy like this. L4 does trigger though. I'm skipping this L4, pandas. I typically don't like to skip L4s, but with a doji like this, and just that overlap, I don't trust it. It looks sus to me. It does make amazing, amazing point right there, top of the trading range. And yeah, I'm kicking myself maybe for overanalyzing that, but hey, I gotta stick to the plan. I just did not like how that looked like. I did not like how that looked like. Too many overlapping bars in a row like that. It looked really sus to me. But hey, L4, very good for a scalp, but nothing more than that. See, that's why I thought it was suspicious, because when it did break down, it comes right back up. People have limit orders, waiting right here with limit orders. The only way this could really go up is, think about it. You have limit order bulls buying up. The moment this bar closes, as you can see, according to price action, bulls just bought it up right away. They bought it right when this bar closed. They said, we don't care if this is a strong bear bar. We think we're always in long. So when that bar closes, they just bought it up. You can tell by the price action because it didn't even go one tick below the close of that bar. So the moment that this bar closed, limit order bulls came in, always in long comes in, they bought it up. They're disappointed by this follow through at this moment, and so they might come out now. They might have just scalped out right there, but I mean, definitely they did scalp out, because this price action could not have happened unless those bulls didn't scalp, or unless they scalped out. And so they scalped out there. Again, yesterday's close, acting as resistance at the moment. Still at the top of the trading range, pandas. Hard for me to go long here, unless you have those limit orders right there, such as that. Kellyanne took this as small risk. That might be a good reason to go, right? You have this. Actually is funny because this was a bigger reward than the risk. The risk was like 1.5 points, maybe 2 points, and it scalped out 2 points pretty quickly, or scalped out 1 point actually pretty quickly. 20 EMA still being very respected here. Let's look at the higher time frames. Higher time frame actually creates a second entry short here, but above the 20 EMA now potentially could trap on the 10K chart. Very interesting, pandas. Potential trap on the 10K chart. I might be interested in taking this trap on the 10K. Currently making a lower high setup here. Ooh, don't want this lower high setup, pandas. That's what I would like to have. A lower high setup, right smack into the 20 MA. That's the setup that I kind of like for trading ranges. I just don't like it how it's right at the 20 MA. But typically I like to go on the lower high setups on these trading ranges, which I think it's apparent that we are in. But two-legged pullback forming now on an uptrend. A B, C. Two-legged pullback at the top of the trading range. For those who are brave enough to take this, thoughts and prayers to you. Those who want to take this. I actually might be interested in this trap on the 10K chart right here. There's a trap currently forming on the 10K chart. And I like 10K traps. I like them typically. This one does fail here. No joy on that trap. But actually, if you have the proper stop order, this would actually be a nice swing. Sorry, stop loss. Proper stop loss here. You still would have made your point on this trap here. But you will be sweating like crazy. I'll just say that right now. Currently a trap setting up on the 10K chart. Right, two-legged pullback, but it's above the 20 MA. And so those who want to go short here forgot that we are above the 20 MA and or didn't realize that. The higher low setup still potentially can give us a point here. Very confusing. Ooh. Sorry, the lower high setup. I keep saying higher low. Lower high setup. Lower high setup here. Top of the trading range. Potentially could still give us a nice point here. But the 20 MA is what's stopping me from entering. I don't like it when the higher lows like this off the 20 MA. The lower high setup makes a perfect scalp. Did we lose our trap on the 10K? We lost our trap on the 10K chart. No more trap on the 10K. Perfect scalp made on the lower high setup. Whew. Two-legged pullback off the 20 MA, top of the trading range though. Pandas, this is when it gets confusing. We're in a trading range. We're on top of it. That lower high setup actually gives you a nice scalp. Something I was interested in, but I didn't like that 20 MA. Notice where we are now. We have this uptrend. This uptrend can act as support now. We shall see. Do I know if it's going to be a bull trend day today? A bear trend day today? I still don't know. I mean, this price action right here doesn't make me feel like it's a super strong bull trend day today. But doesn't make, I mean, it would lead me to think it's a trading range. But we're still in an uptrend, so. But the bars within this uptrend are not very, very convincing to me that we are in a strong uptrend. Especially if you have something like this. This could be a potential trap trade here at the top of the trading range. Right, it didn't actually trap out, but this could be a hidden trap because it makes the same movements. A, B, C. Right, it goes up actually, but instead of breaking above, which would actually trigger the second entry, which could be a potential trap, it goes for a double top, micro double top. Missed the tick, miss it by tick. But some people, because it did go up, might consider that a second entry good enough, and this could be the trap right now. But for me, no reason to take this regardless because we have this trend line. In my opinion, we got a trend line, might as well use it. For me, I wanted to go down because Daniel Ives, I think, is in this trade, and it's just unfortunate. I wanted to go down for him. Market opens at 9:30. He went short right at 9:30, which is, I guess, technically, right here. Okay, we're hitting this trend line now with a two-legged pullback. Coming back down. Top of the trading range, acting as resistance. Still have this trend line though. Notice how yesterday's close is acted as resistance. That is a key area. Strong, or not strong, but terrible signal bar to go long if you're to go long here. Context is okay. It's not the best. Right? Typically, when you have a test like this of the trend line, you want like a somewhat test up here, right? But we couldn't even really make it to the top of this channel, so it shows like definitely momentum is being lost, right? The middle of the channel is acting as resistance essentially at this point, right? Two-tier channel. Not only that, we hit yesterday's close. This could be a potential place for a trap here if this is a reversal point. Too early to say, too hard to tell. A little too choppy, right on the trend line. Looks like it's coming down. Hey, Daniel Eyes, man, thoughts and prayers to you. We're at 79. He's trying to come out break even, I guess, at this point. That's the power of the L4 right there. L4, top of the trading range. That's the power. If you wanted to swing this, you would have already got your swing. 1, 2, 3 point swing at this point, but double this bar. If you're to swing this, you already made your swing, right? 2 times your risk. But 2 ticks away for Daniel Eyes. Daniel says, he don't care. I'm writing it down back to the bottom of the range here. We have broken this trend line. This trend line is being pretty disrespected. The 5-minute looks like this right now. 5 minutes showing us something interesting here. Trend line. Hit it perfectly. This trend line bounced off of it. Daniel could come out break even now if he wanted to. But he has conviction, and he thinks we're coming back to the bottom of the trading range. Hard for me to tell what's happening here. This is choppy. Even this downtrend is currently choppy right now. It's not convincing to me at all, right? You have multiple. You have doji bars. You have overlapping bars. You don't have clean bear bars in a row. You just have these wicks, these shadows up, you know, tails and wicks on these bars here. Not indicative to me for a strong downtrend. But, you know, if there's a clear price target here, which is this trading range, then, you know, it can grind all the way down there. But right now, not super indicative of a strong downtrend, in my opinion. We did break this trend line. We broke out of here, maybe retest of this trend line. I'm not going long here. In my opinion, this is terrible signal bar below the 20 MA. And we're kind of in the middle of the trading range, right? Like, it's kind of hard to tell what's happening here. Middle of the trading range, not much to do here. Whoo! The bulls, I guess we're just waiting for that two-legged pullback. That's not what you want to see as a bear. This is what I was saying, that this bear trend did not look indicative to me as a strong bear trend. And that's why I wasn't sure if we're really going to get down here. Strong push-up. As a bear, you have to notice these things. You have to notice big bear bar. Let's see if there's a gap between this high and this low. If there's a gap here, then that's bad news for the bears. Bad news bears right there. If there is a gap between this low and this high, and if it stays like that, That means this is a very strong push up, and it's actually a breakout because there's a gap here. Let's see if this gap can fill. Micro double bottom at this point. Gap still not filled. Notice went down one tick. There's still a gap between this high, this low. There's still a gap. Still a gap, pandas. If this gap stays here, I'm gonna go long on this second entry here. You gotta notice the high from this bar to low this bar. There's a gap currently. Notice this as well though. Strong bull bar. No follow through. Very little follow through. I'm gonna go long here, pandas. Whoa, 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 what's going on? Whoa, 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 what am I doing? Sorry, pandas. Terrible signal bar, doji bar. Ah, doji bar. Don't like that. I like the context. I like the clues that it's giving us here, but I don't like that doji bar. Doji bar signifying even more trading range price action gonna probably happen, which is exactly what's happening. Pops up, comes back down. This could be a simple two-legged pullback though for those who are going short. A, B, C off the 20 MA. It's a Pikachu as well. Am I interested in the Pikachu? Very confusing in my opinion. We're right in the middle of the trading range, so it's like this is like a black hole, and reality changes here, and you don't know what's real, what's not. You know, you don't know if there's a trend, you don't know if it's not. It's just hard to tell what's going to happen in the middle of the trading ranges. It can zoom back down, it can zoom back up. In my opinion, 50-50 at this point. Don't know what's going to happen. With that being said, sitting on my hands, or sitting on my paws, really. Potential H4 setup here. If this triggers, we have an H4 setup. Notice this, pandas. We have still not filled this gap. We try multiple times. We're failing. If we fail again and this reverses, I might actually want to go long here if this reverses right here. If it can't come back down and fill this gap with this bar, I'm going to go long here. And I'm going to go in the long entry of this bar right here. Do this well. Once it breaks above, I'm going to try to get a small tick retracement and try to get this reattempt of the second entry here. Higher low setup. But if we fill this gap, I might not be interested. It's because it multiple times tries to break down here. Okay, comes back down. Still fails to fill this gap here. I'm going to come in once we hit this. If we break above, I'm coming in. Break above one more tick. I'm in this trade. Ooh. Having a hard time coming back up. Multiple times to fail. Looking to go long here. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Okay, I'm in. Chased it a little bit here. I'm gonna have a small, teeny stop loss because I don't know if that's gonna work out. Oh man, I really like that, but it's okay, pandas. I thought that was risk. I thought the risk worth taking. I'm gonna shorten my stop loss though, right here, because of the choppiness. Not sure what's going to happen here. But I like the failed attempt, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 times it tries to break down but fails. So I thought we can get it up. Looks like I might be wrong here, pandas. Looks like I could be right. Still in this trade. I just saw the multiple failed breakdown attempts. I thought this would be good enough to go long here on the second entry, right? Pikachu trade. Actually, it's an H4 as well. Believe it or not, it was an H4 setup. See if I can scalp out here. No guarantees, of course. We'll see here. I just liked how it failed here and very small stop loss. Let's see if we can get that point. That's not what you want to see. Hopefully, the idea is it's going to fail again if it tries to break down, but we'll see. I might be stopped out here, pandas. It's all good. I thought we had enough evidence here that we can make a point to the top here. But man, this is just completely sideways at the moment. Maybe I should just stayed away just because it was just choppy in general. Just too choppy in general, so I should just stayed out of this any trade whatsoever. But we shall see here. I just like the multiple failed attempts. Currently another failed attempt to break down. Push up. Tries to fill this gap. Failing to fill the gap again. Feeling pretty confident now that we can get a point here. Market is just frozen. Did I disconnect? What's going on, pandas? Why aren't you moving? Give me my point. If you fail to break down again, come on. Come on, market. You failed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. What's going on here, pandas? Looking to scalp here. Maybe I should look at how many times it's failing to break to the upside. 1, 2, 3, and potentially 4 times failed to break to the upside. All right, we got our trap triggered. I'm feeling confident about this point, pandas, but I don't know. I don't know. That's a lot of traps. 1, 2, 3, 4 traps in a row, pandas. It's just confusing. Just plain confusing right now. Not sure what's happening. I just say I don't like when I see that right after it breaks out. That's not the kind of bar I want to see when I'm in long. Believe it or not, this is an L4 setup. We have 4 pushes up in a row. This is incredible, pandas. 4 pushes. How do I know that? Well, it'd be very hard if I didn't have the indicator, but because of the indicator, I know this is an L4 setup because we have a 4 here. H5 followed by an L4, but pandas, I think we're going to get our point. Let's go, baby. Come on. Strong bull bar ending near its high. Above the 20 MA now. Come on. Come on. Is it even worth keeping a runner here? Hit my target. Oh, don't do that to me. Hit my target. Touched my target. What are you doing, man? Come on, bro. What are you doing, bro? Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Here, moving to stop. Break even +1. I don't think this runners can go very high, to be honest. I'll probably get stopped out right now just because we've been so choppy. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Multiple hits. That gap right here gave us all the clues that we needed. But man, that was tough. I think looking back at it, I don't know if I would have entered that trade just because it's just so choppy. At that point, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 bars of chop. And I saw the double bottom here. Another failed attempt. Coming back up, and I thought we had a good. But this coming down again, that scared me. But I saw that support there, and I thought that was enough. And it was enough. But I think looking back at it, that doesn't necessarily mean that was a good trade. It doesn't necessarily mean it was a good trade. But now notice we have an L4 set up in this chop. Pandas, I thought we were going to have some trending day today. But as it has been in the last 3 or 4 days, this is the kind of bar that's forming right now. We're probably going to just get another day of complete chop. And it's going to be just absolute torture staring at the market. Like, there are literally moments where I'm looking at the market and I'm like nodding off. I'm like actually falling asleep because it's so boring. But Pandas, hey, doesn't mean anything. We gotta stick to the plan no matter what. Let's go, baby. Oh, we're breaking out now. We're hitting yesterday's close. This might be the bull trend day I was thinking about, but we shall see. That gap right there, I think, is very telling for us that this low could not hit this high here. There's a gap right now, and that gap could give us some direction for the rest of the day. The 5-minute notice standing strong against the 20 MA. The 10K chart also recaptured the 20 MA. Now it's above it again. You know, after this breakdown, you thought that this had more room to go down, but notice breakdown. But the trading range is still valid, right? Higher low setup on the bottom of the trading range. Coming back to the top of the trading range is what you're thinking. But yesterday's close proving to be another point of inflection. Like, there's another point here. Yesterday's close, top of the trading range as well. Proving difficult. Another L4 to the top of the trading range. Incredible, right? We had one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes up. 2 L4s in a row at the top of the trading range. How incredible is that? Will this L4 make a point though this time? I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Hey, let's go over some of the chats. I was just so focused on the charts. Let's go. Daniel I says, if it comes down now, I'll be mad. So he's probably happy it just zoomed up like that. Brandon Jones says, since there is both a bull and bear case for every trade, you should dual stream with the red panda who trades against you. I don't know if I want to do that. I'll basically just be paying a bunch of commissions then at this point. Butterscotch says, took the long, scalped the point. Congrats. Terminal Term says, bye-bye went long. That's your signal to go short. Yeah, do not copy my trades. I'm a talking panda, guys. Think about it. Why would you ever copy me? Do you know me? You don't know anything about me. Do not copy someone you do not know. Do not trust someone you do not know. Falcon 1 says, how do you know you're not in a trading range? Price action. That's a good question though, but simple answer is price action. But how do you know? Well, you have to look at context. Context is one thing. You know, are you bouncing off support? If you bounce off of support, is it a good bounce, right? Is it a strong bounce? Is it convincing enough? Not only that, do you have strong bars, right? If you're in a bull bar, if you're in a bull trend, do you have strong bull bars, right? Look at the pullbacks of the candles. Are they big pullbacks, small pullbacks? Do you have two-sided trading, right? Right now we have two-sided trading. All these wicks means that's two-sided trading, right? You have limit orders here, and so you have all these wicks, even going up here, all these wicks coming up here. Not necessarily a strong bull trend. So how do you know your trend? You know, it's just clues. You gotta look at the clues and you have to look at the context. That's how you know. But in general, higher lows, higher highs. That's how you know, that's the actual technical term for it. But you gotta read the price action. Kellyanne said it's a coin flip at this point. That was a coin flip in my opinion. So that's why I thought we had enough evidence here. But in my opinion, if I could go back, I don't know if I would take that trade. But hey, I took it, and the evidence that I had was enough to push us up higher. So Wheezy Babyism says, how is this not gambling? How is anything not gambling? If you think about it, everything is a gamble. Everything is a gamble. Even your day job is a gamble. It's a low risk gamble, but it's a gamble. AJ Centimira says, have to get in at the root of the bamboo sticks. Basically makes me want to go along at the bottom of these. I guess at the bottom of bear bars. We finally broke with a trap yesterday's close with a trap. Strong support off this trend line. Strong bull case with this gap here. I know this gap may seem very insignificant, but this gap could tell us everything about today, to be honest. This gap can tell us that we can be a bull trend the rest of the day. Let's go, baby. Sorry, I've been reading some of you guys' chats. I've been missing. I've just been focused on the charts. Yeah, let's go, baby. What pair is this? Futures. Jason with a beautiful answer. Do you trade in Forex? Someone asks. I tried, and it's terrible for scalping. It's good for swing trading, but you cannot scalp Forex. I'll just say that right now, at least with this strategy. You can use the two-legged pullback still on Forex, but you have to use it for swing trading. You cannot use it for... Kern failed second entry short right here. Long 2 points plus runner 3 points. Let's go, baby. Kern, I'm not sure if you are you're showing the panda with money loss sign. It looks like you're losing money, but what you're saying sounds like you're making money. I'm a little confused, Kern, but I'm hoping it's the latter. Hopefully you're making money. So Mike Carroll asks, what are the support resistance lines now? I mean, I still think we're this trading range is still valid. I mean, the thing is why I think it's still valid is because even though we're kind of breaking out of it, the way we're breaking out of it, very, very sus. Look at this. Look at these candles. Do these candles look to you, in any sense, a very strong trend? Not to me, right? There's two-sided trading. There are bulls and bears here, and it's very obvious. Even with this, right? Very obvious to me that this is... See, when you see something like this, this is how you know that we are in a strong trend. Notice that. Notice this. Strong bear bars. Right into the bottom of this channel. But notice, even with the consolidation, the chances are another push down. Strong push down. Consolidation. Another push down. That was the higher probable event to push down here. Even these bull bars, they're not super strong, right? There's some overlap here. There's some wicks and some candles, right? Every single one of these wicks or these tails are bears' attempts to try to break down, right? We're trying to reverse the market every single time we see these wicks. So we got multiple of them. And so, you know, even with this is not super strong, but you know, stronger than what we're seeing now. But something like this, very strong, right? When you see multiple bull bars, big bars ending near their high, and guess what? We had a pullback and we had another leg up. In fact, almost a measure. Now, I mean, we missed almost a measure move actually. Let's check out that measure move. Measure move here. Almost a measure move. Missed it by 2 ticks. In fact, we might hit the measure move still. Still have a chance to hit the measure move. So this is like what you want to see, like strong bull bars like that. That's how you know, like, okay, then possibly follow through, right? Small pullback. We actually have a Pikachu here. It gives us another push up. That's what you want to see when you're thinking strong bull trend. You don't want to see this when you're thinking about bull trend, right? You don't want to see this, you know, these tails, and every single time these bears are trying to break down the market, especially in the top of the trading range. We do have a perfect scalp here, though. Hey, pandas, we got 248 concurrent viewers. Let's get that 100 likes. Let's get that 100 likes before the end of the stream. I actually have a 400 like goal, which is actually impossible. I think a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago maybe. It's been a while, but we hit the 300 like goal, and I think we had like 320 concurrent viewers. So it was like pretty much every single person that watched the stream liked the video, and it was crazy. I just it was crazy. And so that's why I was like, okay, no way. And at that point, I thought 300 was impossible because my concurrent viewers at the time, our average was around like, you know, maybe 200, maybe 200. But for some reason that day, it just went berserk. So that's why the 400 goal I know is actually impossible. Like, I don't think it's gonna be I don't think we're ever gonna get it, but we'll see. Notice this pandas trend, failed breakdown, continue the uptrend, potential new high, right? If you're thinking major trend reversal, you think about new high here, and then you're looking for lower high setups. But man, this is not tradable in my opinion. Like, this price action is not tradable. It's just not. It makes me want to look at the 10K chart. 10K chart has some nice swings here, right? Two-legged pullback right there, two-legged pullback. Every single two-legged pullback so far has been a point here on the 10K chart. 10K chart, the last trap we had was right here. But even with this, yeah, this trap, that would have sucked because that's a good signal bar. You're thinking bottom trading range, good signal bar. And that would have been a shame, right? But if you think about it, even though it's a good signal bar, what you had here was 1, 2, 3 overlapping bars. And there's not enough room to top of this wick to give you a point. And that ends up burning you. You can come out break even, comes way back, that comes out break even, but at this point you probably have your stop loss here and you probably lose that trade. But two-legged pullback off the 20 MA, that's what you're thinking. But man, you're talking about all of this this chop here, and that's tough. That's a tough one, in my opinion. Like, if that were me and I lost that, I'll be like, I'm okay with losing that. You know, that would be almost worth taking. But there are some clues here that tells us that that might have not been the best trade, right? Like, because we basically lost the uptrend. And typically when you think of two-legged pullback, you're thinking, you know, clean lines, right? Even all the way down here has been very, very choppy, right? All these lines, like every single time we come to the top, reverse, right? Top, one tick, reverse, top, one tick, reverse. We basically had a trend line like this, if you think about it. Basically had some sort of trend line like this, and that first break right here, that's you know, it's risky. But with the setup itself, with a good signal bar, if that's all you're looking at off the 20 MA, then that's not a bad trade. But we gotta look at the context. But that's a tough one. Toughy. Pandas, look at where we are at right now. Potential another trap here. Every single pullback has been teeny weeny. Little teeny pullbacks here. In my mind, impossible to trade this. But this gap right now is so telling. Like, this could grind up rest of the day. It can grind up to the all-time highs and break all-time highs. But I'm not interested in going long. Top of the trading range. Let's just say that. I'm not interested in going long into this super choppy uptrend. It's not what I'm interested in at this point. Mr. MXR says, is there a special girl panda you're looking at? Ha ha ha. I don't know. Is this the best place to try to pick someone up? Yes. Oh, we had 100 likes, pandas. Let's go, baby. 100 likes. Let's go. Yes, there is a Mrs. Panda in my life, and she is the love of my life. Kellyanne says, I'm done trading until we break this tight range. Maybe a good idea today. Notice 7 pushes up. Pullbacks have been very teeny, not even a point. HCow says, Panda, do you think you can add an indicator that shows when a gap appears? I can. I can put like little, little colors here. Maybe like just mark this candle here, put a little color right here, like blue color or something, or whatever color you would like, and it'll just show these kind of gaps between the highs and lows. That'd be a very easy indicator to make. Also another gap right here. You can see with this low here, breaks down, and this high does not touch. Gives us another leg down. Ends up covering the gap later, but like I said, this gap could tell us everything. This gap could just mean that we're on this uptrend the rest of the day. Like I've seen days where we literally uptrend like this in the entire day, almost to the very end of the day, and it just looks like this the entire day. It's rare. It's very rare, but it does happen. And it's disgusting because there are no ways to get in. Basically you just have to buy wherever, whenever. And just hopefully that it won't, like the chop doesn't represent weak bull trend. It represents strong bull trend. And so, but right now I'm not interested in doing anything like that. I'm looking for two-legged pullbacks only. Steve T says likes are on a strong uptrend. They are, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a pullback here. Robert Grant asks, what TF are you on? Look at the title. If you look at the title, or you're asking what time frame I'm in, I'm 2000 tick chart. Again, small pullback, right? We don't hit a point until we hit the 25s. And this small pullback can just make another trap upwards. 8 pushes up. And you're going to continue to think we are in this small pullback bull trend until it's done. You do not trade against this ever. You never trade against a small pullback bull trend. Never. Because who knows how long it can go for. It can literally go up all day. I don't know if this is a better one or this is the better one. They're both pretty good in my opinion. Let's do this one. Spike and channel basically at this point. Maybe I'll make a gap indicator, and depending how hard it is to make, I can make it a nice resource for anyone who would like it. Some people might think, the $200 price tag on the, well, it's $150 if you want the standard, $200 on the deluxe edition of the two-legged pullback. So I think that's like a steep price tag, but I think people don't realize actually how difficult it is to make a very accurate indicator like this. You can make a very simple indicator, and just if you look at Mac, if you go back history and look at Mac, he even says like with his developers, like he hired developers to make, or I'm not sure if he hired it or if it was a group project, I don't know what it is, but when you go to Mac's old videos, you can actually find him talking about his indicator. And even to this day, his indicator is not in the way he likes it. Because it's actually difficult to make a true indicator that can identify, because you have certain edge case scenarios that can break your indicator. And so, with a lot of testing, a lot of people, a lot of feedback, that's why the indicators, it wasn't necessarily easy. I could make a very easy version of it, but it's not necessarily easy to make, because if you want it to be right, you need to be perfect. Do not ever want these counts to be wrong on me. Again, notice small pullback bull trend, so that's why you never trade against this. Right? That went less than a point, and then that traps again. 8 pushes up in a row. Stefan asks, do you trade ETH, BTC as well? The same two-leg pullback? I do not. Again, well, maybe on the longer, big time frames, maybe on the dailies, but I do not trade it. Like, I don't. Daniel says L8, baby. I'm not sure if there's such thing, but no. I don't scalp BTC because, again, the spreads are terrible, right? The fees are terrible. I don't think it doesn't make much sense to scalp the BTC. Now, if you want to go for swing trading on the dailies, then two-legged pullback is just fine for you. Look at that trap, makes a point. Notice every single down leg fails to make a point. Every single up leg seems like it's making a point. That has to be telling you something, pandas, right? Even though this looks super choppy, right? This is the rare case where it actually means it's super bullish. Right? Super choppy like this means it's actually super bullish. And like I said, bull trend day today, but notice this. We hit the top of the trading range on the 10K chart. We're simply at the top of the trading range now. Who knows what's going to happen here? We can double top here. I don't know. I'm thinking all-time highs, keep pushing up. But I'm just a panda. What do pandas know? All-time highs are about 3.5 points away. Measure move right here, pandas. This measure move is also right here. Most likely going to be a hit. But pandas, notice this, right? Like for us, there are no setups here. Like there is no setup here for us, right? This is impossible to enter in. So basically you're trapped out, and those who are trying to go short are trapped in, right? Those who are trying to go short try to scale in every single time it goes down, saying, okay, we seem choppy, I'm gonna keep scaling in, are finally broken right here. This candle broke them. Those bears who kept trying to scale in, try to come out break even or come out the profit, they finally broke with this big bull bar right here. That broke them. Coming to the measure move. Very close. Kellyanne says, I took that trap. Let's go, baby. Congrats. That means she made her money. Hey, show some love for Kellyanne here. Let's go, baby. Can't make any trades here, pandas, unfortunately, just because it's been looking like this and there's no two-legged pullbacks for us. Those who dare trade this could maybe potentially go short here, but I will pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 traps in a row. 6 traps in a row. Current says they found the bigger up channel here. Quite impossible to trade this, which is unfortunate. This could be one of those super strong bull trend days that just never stops going up. But like I said on the daily, with a super strong bull trend, the first pullback is typically very small, right? Very small pullback, and most likely another leg up to make a two-legged pullback. Right? The market loves to move in twos, so we have one move up, first entry, most likely some sort of two-legged move like this, and at the two-legged move, I might think to go short after the two-legged move. But that is kind of what I thought was going to happen in the beginning of the channel, saying, hey, though we had like that super strong bear trend overnight session, that small break of yesterday's low is all we needed for the market to come back up, because there are people waiting for a pullback, right? Bulls who missed this entire thing, they're just salivating at any type of pullback, and so what they're waiting for is a pullback, and they want to come in at a better price. That's what they're doing here. That's what happened on the daily. So this is what we're seeing as a outcome of that daily, right? A break right here, and now we've just been straight up ever since then. But notice, if we do break yesterday's high, then technically we're like in two-legged pullback territory. Falcon 1 does bring up a good point here. We do have a wedge. But in my opinion, I don't think this wedge is going to hold. Like, I think this wedge is going to break out. It's the rare thing to break out of a wedge, but I think we're going to have that rare scenario today. YYU says, what chart this is? Look at the title of the stream. You can find out your answer there. Don't shill. No shillings. Come on, man. Falcon 1 does bring up a good point. We do have a wedge here, 3 pushes up. But in my opinion, looking at the price action here right now, I don't know if this wedge will break down. I don't know if this wedge will act as resistance. We are at the top of the trading range on the 10K chart. Don't forget that, pandas. But the thing is, if you look at the 10K chart, you have to trade the 10K chart, right? You have to trade the 10K chart according to the 10K chart. You don't trade you take the 2K chart according to the 10K chart. You need the 10K chart to show its price action. Mike Carroll says, Mike says, if there is a runaway trend, take every with trend pullback. Take every single with trend pullback? Every single one? Should I take this one right here? Yeah, exactly. Mike Carroll says, does this qualify as a runaway trend? That's the question. That's the difficult thing. That's the $1 million question. And like anything, when trading, there's risk. And so you have to take the chance that this might not be a runaway trend, and you just want to get in because you think it's worth the probability. Right? The probability is worth it to you that you think this is a runaway trend with the risk reward that you have. And so when Max says just take any, that's why when I read his reviews, I mean, of course, when you look at the end of the day review, you can see that this is a runaway trend. But as it's developing, you know, you're not gonna be like in this trend and be like, oh, this doesn't go up forever. Like, you just don't know. Like when at what point are you like, okay, this is gonna go up forever? Like, this is just gonna keep going up forever. Like, this looks so choppy to me. Like, I don't know, right? It just looks so choppy. I think with this big bull bar, that might be like, at this point when this big bull bar happens, you're thinking maybe exhaustion has happened. You know, it's kind of confusing. You just don't know. So that tip of just buying a runaway trend, in my opinion, is not very helpful practically in trading, personally. Nothing against Mac, of course, but he doesn't tell you the nitty-gritty of when it's a runaway trend. Right? He'll just say, in a runaway trend, do it, but he doesn't give you the necessary things to tell you, okay, now this is the evidence, this is the technical evidence saying that this is a runaway trend. Hey Lido, he's giving me some love here. Lido says, it's crazy because I've been watching Panda before he was even a panda. Laugh out loud. From his first videos he posted in 2020. This channel has come so far. I knew from the start this channel would grow to be so great. I've learned so much from Panda. Thank you for all your help. I just got a bunch of butterflies all over my stomach. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That is such kind words. You know, this is a big reason why I do this. I mean, you know, for me to do this now at this point, I have to like wake up extra early, get my work in. The work that I miss in this hour, you know, hour and a half of trading, I have to wake up early and hit it on the other side or stay up late. stay and work a little later to finish up my work. But I think it's worth it, you know, for you guys to be trading with you guys. And yeah, I mean, I enjoy it so much. So like I said in the very beginning, I said this way before, my very first video, if you watch my very first video, it was how to count legs, how to identify second entries. And in my opinion, there were no proper videos out there, so I just said, hey, I'll just make it because I can't find it. Something that I would love. If I had started this journey, I would love to have these resources, so I'm just gonna make it. You know, things that took me a long time to figure out, took me a long time to kind of like master and be able to articulate. I was like, I just wish someone had done this for me. And so hence this channel began, and ever since then I was like, okay, I realized, you know, max daily reviews, it might be good for some, but for me, I get almost nothing out of these things, because when it comes to actual trading, it's just not helpful. Like when the trades are happening right before you, it's just not helpful. And so I was figured, well, it's good maybe if people can see the setups before the trade actually happens. And so I started to, and at that time I was a beginner, I was learning like crazy, I was really studying. And yeah, and so I just started to make some videos on just like, hey, here's the setups and here's me entering this, you know. And sometimes it didn't work out, sometimes they do work out. You know, I had some red days and I had some losing days, I had some losing trades. But no matter what, I tell you all of my thinking behind the trade, saying, I think it's worth it, let's try it. And yeah, but who knows? Sometimes I might not be reading the market as well as I thought I could, and hopefully I just get better and better over time. You know, that's my hope here. Get better and better over time. So now I'm here streaming with you guys, and at this point I just want to have a better production. Like when I look at my stream, I'm like, man, this thing's ugly. I have like this ugly like capture on the bottom left of my screen. I have some red text in the top right. I have like a small description of what's happening on the bottom left, like in terrible fonts. You know, I think, you know, I do want to spend some time like hiring someone, and thankfully, because of your generous donations, generous support, generous becoming members, I can hopefully make better productions here, and you know, look into, you know, consulting a little bit and figure out what's a better way to improve the experience for you guys. You know, for me, I could care less. I don't care how it looks. I don't see it. I don't look at my own overlays and stuff like that. But hopefully, you know, it could be a better experience for everybody. We're still in this uptrend, pandas. And that wedge that Falcon mentioned or brought up, looks like we're breaking down this wedge. So 80% chance to break out, 80% chance to break back down. That's exactly what happened here. The most probable things are happening: breakout, breakdown. Let's see if this uptrend continues though. Notice 10K chart. We're having a hard time breaking above this trading range. Went straight to it. The 5-minute chart looks very bullish to me still. Very bullish. But we're at the top of the channel now on the 5-minute chart. So that's the nice thing about the 5-minute chart versus the tick chart. The 5-minute chart gives us price action with time. And so you get this kind of information that we've exhausted ourselves according to time. The tick chart, right, the 2000 tick chart, I actually have, right, this channel pretty much almost at the same points as my 5-minute chart. But notice I'm not at the top of the channel here. And so the 5-minute chart showing me that it might be coming, you know, might be at a point where it's being oversold or overbought, right, because we hit the top of the channel on the 5-minute chart. It's information that's not available to us on the tick chart. And so we have to use that information for, you know, to better our trades. So we have, you know, and the tick charts obviously give us price action with volume. And so, you know, just for anyone who was wondering why I use a 5-minute chart as well. Mr. MXR says, do you want to trade full time? Woo! Hello. Bye bye, Wedge. Went straight to the measure move. Still an uptrend, pandas. Still an uptrend. Every pullback has not broken any previous pullback's pivot low. So at this point, will Max say this is the runaway trend? Just buy at any pullback at this point? Like, you know, when would Mac buy this? When would Mac start to buy? Like, oh, I'm just going to buy right here. Should I buy after this pullback and, you know, the first entry? Should I do that? Like, nonsense in my opinion. But we hit the measure move perfectly here. We're about 2.25 points from the all-time high. And again, no entries for us, Panda. Sorry. Really, no entries, and it's a shame. Really, it's a shame. Funny thing is, the only two-legged pullback, even though it doesn't look like a two-legged pullback, is right here. This is actually a two-legged pullback. It's a dark green number. And it's very tight, but it's a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, and actually is a two-legged pullback. It scares you a little bit right there, but you know, you could have potentially have entered right here, but that's wild. That's wild. Again, nothing against Mac. I love Mac actually. Without Mac, I wouldn't be here. And so, but it's just certain things about his. Let's just say this: if Mac did what I do, if Mac does what I, let's just say this: if Mac live streamed for us, just as I am doing, every single day, guess what, guys? Most likely, my stream would become obsolete. Let's just say that. That's how much I respect Mac. But his daily reviews are just so worthless to me. And that's the thing. Like, if anything, I hope if I don't think Mac even cares I exist. But if he ever hears this, I would love his content got better. I would love if his free content got better. Maybe he does do this for people who pay for his premium content. I don't have premium content. And maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that's just because it's free and it's kind of dumb to do this for free. I do this for free. Maybe it's really dumb for me to do this for free. I spend so much time and energy to do this for free. But, you know, if maybe he just charges for it. I don't know. But if he maybe every once in a while did a live stream for us, that would be awesome. I'll say that would be awesome. And that's what, if anything, hopefully, my criticism of Mac would lead to something better, as in maybe one day he will stream for us live and it would be amazing. I would join that stream. I would say, guys, stream today will be canceled. In fact, if I stream, my stream will just be me reacting to Mac's stream. That's all my stream would be at that point. I would watch Mac's stream. Let's just say that. Okay? That's how much I do respect Mac. But I just wish he did something a little bit better than these daily reviews. I mean, he's been doing it for so long, and I'm pretty sure what he's doing is his daily reviews is basically him just doing his daily review for himself because he wants to learn the charts, he wants to keep up, he wants to keep studying, he wants to become better. And he said, hey, why not just record myself doing this, because I'm doing it anyways, and hence these daily reviews. And so in his mind, he's probably thinking, I do this anyways already, so might as well put it on YouTube, and it can be, you know, serve multiple functions, serve as promotional for my, for my price action trading system, and serves as, just basically advertisements, could serve to help people, can do all these kind of things, could serve as an archive for himself to look back at, could serve as so many things. But that's probably why he's doing what he's doing. I have no idea. I don't talk to him. I don't know. But in my opinion, that's what I would do. But yeah, so. Alright, that's my little rant of Mac. We are over time here. Let me go over some of your chats and we're going to end the stream here. The Royal View Brothers says, let me see here. Alberto Malabet says, the way you trade is so comfortable and not stressful, and the content of your analysis is awesome. Keep it up. Let's go, baby. You stay longer time streaming. I cannot. I think the stream setup looks fine too. Alright, thanks, Lido. NGL, I like the stream setup. Less stuff on the screen, the better. The Worldview Bro says, could we interpret what's happening as a very slow pull away from the larger trading range, and so probably expect a fade? That's the million-dollar question. It could be, yeah. But then you have things like Max saying this could be a runaway trend. So I've seen it both ways. In a sense, of course, there's nothing 100% in trading. And so you do have those very rare times when you have very choppy markets going up like this, and the chop doesn't mean weakness, it means strength. Most of the time, chop like this means weakness. Most likely it'll mean fade a breakout, fade these, coming out of trading ranges. Most of the time does mean that. But since nothing's 100% in trading, sometimes these end up breaking out for a very long time. Mike Carroll says, Marlon B says, we overshoot the channel, could be a potential exhaustion. Mike Carroll says, Al Brooks likes 5-minute chart too. Jimmy says, ask him at the end of the day. LOL, I guess he's talking to Mac. Gary Douglas says, I'm done for today. I missed 3 trade entry level and now feeling FOMO. Get out of there. Get out of there, Gary Douglas. Don't feel temptation. Don't go into bad trades. Stick to the plan. Jimmy says, ask him at the end of the... Okay, sorry. Jimmy says, FOMO chasing is tough. Blew my first account that way. Wheezy Baby Sim says, Wheezy Baby Ism says, this reminds me of Michael Chin. Has anyone here heard of them? The infamous Michael Chin. Jao Machado says, who is Mac? Jimmy, LMAO. Grant Kim, he does not. Lido says, honestly, that's how I felt about his reviews as well. I wasn't getting enough out of it, unfortunately. Raymond Maldonado says, I got his premium content and it's great way more detail. Okay, maybe his premium's worth it. I don't know. My curl, all you guys bring value to the table, in my opinion. Grant Kim, I follow Mac and all Mac and Al. Mac does not narrate live trades like you. Farhan Shah says, so true, he is the legend. Kyle Carver, I agree because I feel like Mac will point out trades that don't make sense or follow his own rules or wouldn't make sense during an actual trade. That, for me, Kyle Corbett is the biggest thing for me as well. Yeah, I have noticed that sometimes in his stuff, and I know that he doesn't take every trade that he marks. So, Bill Jesso says, I do his premium, he doesn't do live streams. Thanks for that information. Mazar Ali says, does Al Brooks have live stream, and have you tried it? I think he does have a trading room, but I do not have it. Grant Kim, okay. Jimmy, Mac does draw pretty charts. Killian says, Panda's greater than Mac. I don't know about that. That's too much. Brandon Jones says, just my 2 cents, but his paid videos are more helpful. But once you've gone through those and get it, you should resub to the paid stuff. Or should resub. Thomas Wade does a much better job of breaking down Mac's strategy. Okay. Terminal Term says, personally, I like to review my trading day to Mac and other traders. Gives you another perspective and always learn something new. How did I draw my channels, etc. Okay. Yeah, Thomas Wade is good. Yep. Hey, I support Wade. Kellyanne says, I'm waiting for a breakup trend and a new high. She's looking for a major trend reversal somewhere. Let's see if we get it. Terrence Machado, daily chart candles is getting smaller. Is that a good indicator of being slow? Yeah, I think so. All right, Pandas. Hey, that's it for today's stream. We're at 10:55 here. As always, Panda, has been a great pleasure, and I just enjoy this community so much. Thanks for the 126 likes. Not quite there at the 400 likes that we're trying to get to, but hey, one day, Pandas can dream. Pandas, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Trade safe. And as always, happy trading. God bless. I'll see you guys.